Good morning, students. Today I am going to explain the third part of lesson number 3, Cultural Heritage of India's Culture and Architecture. The points to be discussed today are Dravidian style of art in South India, art of Gupta period, cave architecture, caves of Gujarat, and the chariot temple. Dravidian style of art in South India. In ancient time, stupas architecture were built on particular style. Those styles were called a school of art. Some of the style of art or school of arts were Gandhar school of art, Dravidian school of art, the Mathura school of art, and the Iranian style of architecture. So in South India, this Dravidian style of art was developed by the Pallavas in 600 AD. On the basis of this Dravid style of art, many Buddhist stupas were built in the regions near Krishna and Godavari river during the rule of Satvahan kings. And they were semicircle, oval, and bell-shaped. So what is their shapes? They were semicircle, half circle, oval, and bell-shaped. And which are the best specimen of this Dravid style of art? Stupa in Nagarjun Konda and Amravati. They are the best specimen of a Dravid style of art. And after the Pallavas, Chola kings also adopted this Dravid style of architecture up to great extent. So write a short note on Dravid style of art. Many Buddhist stupas were built in the regions near Krishna and Godavari river during the rule of Satvahan kings. What were their shapes? They were semicircle, oval, and bell-shaped. Stupa, which are the examples of this Dravid style of art? Stupa in Nagarjun Konda and Amravati are the best specimens of Dravid style of art. And this Dravid style of art was developed in South India, that is in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh. So, which are the best specimens of Dravid style of art? Stupa in Nagarjun Konda and Amravati. Then, after that, Pallavas, which kings also adopted the Dravid style of architecture? Chola kings. The next one is art of a Gupta period. That write down in your textbook this question: why is the Gupta period regarded as the golden age of Indian arts? So, which period is known as the golden age of Indian arts? That Gupta period. So, this during the Gupta period, that architecture, sculpture, painting, dance, and music flourished. And the art of building temples also developed during the Gupta period. So, which period is known as the golden age of Indian arts? Gupta period. Why? Because during the Gupta period, architecture, sculpture, painting, dancing, and music, they are all different forms of arts developed. The art of building that Hindu temples also developed during the Gupta period. The temples which were built during the Gupta period were, first one is that Parvati temple at Jabalpur. It is in Madhya Pradesh. Then Bhumara Shiva temple. It is at Karnataka. Iran's Narsingh temple. Where it is in Madhya Pradesh. Gop Mandir at Jamnagar in Gujarat. Stupas, then chaityas, mats, viharas, flags, and pillars. They are the examples, unique specimens of Gupta art. So, what you will write first during the Gupta period, different form of arts like architecture, sculpture, painting, dance, and music developed or flourished. That the art of building Hindu temples developed during the Gupta period. Which were the unique examples of temples of Gupta art? Parvati temple at Jabalpur, at Nineveh in Madhya Pradesh. Bhumara Shiva temple, where it is at Nagoda in Karnataka. Then Iran's Narsingh temple, where it is in Madhya Pradesh. Gop Mandir at Jamnagar in Gujarat. Then stupas, chaityas, mats, viharas, flags, and pillars are the unique examples of Gupta art. Then Buddha statue at then about a sculpture. Buddha statue at Sarnath. Sarnath, it is in Uttar Pradesh. Then statue of Lord Vishnu at Mathura, that also in Uttar Pradesh. Statue of Mahavir Swami, it is in that Karnataka. Case of Udayagiri. that is in Andhra Pradesh. And the statue of Vishnu in the form of Vara, boar, that Vara means that a boar, and the statue of Vishnu in the form of boar, that is in Madhya Pradesh, are the best specimens of a sculpture of a Gupta period. So, which are the best specimens of a sculpture of Gupta period? Buddha statue at Sarnath, then statue of a Lord Vishnu at Mathura, statue of Mahavir Swami, case of Udayagiri, and a statue of Vishnu in the form of Vara are the best specimens of a sculpture of a Gupta period. And due to this remarkable progress in the arts of a sculpture and architecture, Gupta period is regarded as the golden age of Indian arts. So why is the Gupta period regarded as the golden age of Indian arts? That during the Gupta period, different forms of arts like architecture, sculpture, painting, dance, and music flourished, which are the unique examples of Gupta arts. Parvati temple at Jabalpur, at Ninava in Madhya Pradesh. Then Bhumara Shiva temple at Nakoda in Karnataka, Iran's Narsingh temple at Madhya Pradesh, then Gop Mandir at Jamnagar in Gujarat, stupas, chaityas, mats, biharas, flags and pillars are the unique examples of Gupta architecture. Then, which are that a unique specimen of a sculpture of a Gupta period? Buddha statue at Sarnath, statue of a Lord Vishnu at Mathura, statue of a Mahavir Swami, case of Udayagiri, and a statue of Vishnu in the form of Vara are the best specimen of a sculpture of a Gupta period. Due to this remarkable progress in the arts of sculpture and architecture, Gupta period is regarded as the golden age of Indian arts. The next one is a cave architecture. Write down in your textbook, give information about the cave architecture of a Gupta period. That we know that a primitive man or that a man of a Stone Age lived in the caves. And we got that cave paintings from Bhimbetka and many other places. So the art of cave architecture developed much later. Means a cave means a gufa. Inside that they are making the buildings. That is called a cave architecture. And Stone Age man or primitive man, where he lived in the caves. And then they during the that resting time during the rest time they started making the paintings on the walls of the caves. So such cave paintings were found from Bhimbetka and many other places. So this art of a cave architecture developed much later. And the most remarkable specimen of a cave architecture of a Gupta period are that a cave of Ajanta, Ellora at Aurangabad in Maharashtra, then Elephanta Caves near Mumbai, Udayagiri and Bak near Gwalior in Madhya Pradesh. So this cave architecture, it is considered as a man-made place of beauty. Bhuvaneshwar in Odisha. So this cave architecture are found from the caves of Ajanta and Ellora in Aurangabad, Elephanta Caves near Mumbai, Udayagiri and Bag near Gwalior in Madhya Pradesh. That then again that cave architecture were found from Bhuvaneshwar in Odisha, Kangiri and Nilgiri. Then in Gujarat, this cave architecture were found from Kambalida in Kondal in Gujarat, Dang in Rajkot. 3 caves were found from that Junagadh, Talaja and Sana. Then the cave inscription of a King Ashoka have been carved on the walls of 3 caves of Barbar mountain 16 kilometers away from that Gaya. Gaya is in Bihar it is. This describes, so in that cave what is written. Inscription I told you, writing on the walls of that cave with the pointed stick or nails is called the inscription. So what is written in that case, charity work done by Ashoka. The means he helped that poor people. That is written in that case. Case of Assam and Darjeeling, Sudama cave of Bihar and cave of Sita are also the well-known cave architecture. So give information about the cave architecture of a Gupta period. So the primitive man or Stone Age man lived in the caves. we got that cave paintings of a primitive man or Stone Age man from that Bhimbetka and many other places. So the art of cave architecture developed much later, and the cave architecture is considered as a man-made place of beauty. So from where we have found this cave architecture, that Ajanta and Ellora in Aurangabad, Elephanta Caves near Mumbai, Udayagiri and Bagh near Gwalior, then Bhubaneswar in Odisha, Kangiri and Nilgiri, then in Gujarat, Khambali at Gondal in Gujarat, Dang in Rajkot. Three caves were found from that Junagadh, Talaja and Sana. Then cave inscription of King Ashoka, where it is situated at Gaya in Bihar. That this cave inscription of King Ashoka have been carved on the walls of three caves of Barbar Mountain, 16 kilometers away from Gaya in that Bihar. And what is written in that case, charity work done by that Ashoka. Then other cave architecture, other examples of a cave architecture are caves of Assam and Darjeeling, Sudama cave of Bihar, and cave of Sita. Then caves of Gujarat. So in Gujarat also so many places this cave architecture have been found out. And then write down in your textbook, give information about the caves of Gujarat. But means near about 8 places that cave architectures were found in Gujarat. That first one was that caves at Junagadh. And in Junagadh, 3 groups of caves were found. That first one is that a group of a Bhavatyara caves, and it is situated near that Bhavatyara Math. And there are 3 layers intersecting each other at a right angles. And in that, total 16 cases are there. Out of them, that in the first line, that is 4 cases are there. Second line, 7 are there. And in the third line, 5 cases are there. And it is believed that they were carved during the 1st or 2nd century AD. So give information about the case of Gujarat. Caves were found at 8 places in Gujarat. First one is a cave at Junagadh. And 3 groups of caves were found in Junagadh. First one is that a group of Bhavatyara caves, and where it is situated near Bhavatyara Math. And 3 layers of caves were found. They are intersecting each other at right angles. Total how many caves are there? 16 caves are there. Out of them, how many are there in the first line? That 4 are there. In the second line, how many are there? 7 are there in the second line. And how many are there in the third line? 5 are there. And when they were carved during the 1st or 2nd century AD. Then in Junagadh only we have seen 3 caves were found. The first one is at Junagadh. Second one is that Upperkot for caves. In your textbook that heading is not written. You have to write in the textbook number 2. Upperkot Gufa or caves, and they are double storied. That means the first floor, second floor, like that. And on seeing this, seeing their remains, one can say that they might have been carved during the end of the 2nd century and the beginning of the 4th century. So Upperkot Gufa or caves, they what were their specialities? They were double storied. They are double storied caves, and when they were carved during the end of the 2nd century and the beginning of a 4th century. Then third one is that the case of Khapra, Kodi and Kunda. So these caves are in ruined condition, means a decayed condition, and when they were carved in the 3rd century. And in that cave, that pillars I showed, there are so many pillars. You can see that how many pillars are there in this case? 20 pillars are there. So that case of Khapra, Kodi and Kunda, they are in ruined condition when they were carved during the 3rd century. And how many pillars are there in this case? 20 pillars are there. So that first one is a case of Gujarat, case at Junagadh. how many groups of caves were found in that Gujarat? There are how many groups of caves are there in Junagadh? 3 groups of caves are there in Junagadh. First one is that group of Bava Pyara caves, and where it is situated near Bava Pyara Mat. And how many layers of caves were found? That 3 layers. They are intersecting each other at right angles. And total how many caves are there? That 16 caves are there. In the first line, how many caves are there? The 4 caves are there. And in the second line, how many caves are there? 7 are there. And the third line, how many are there? 5 caves are there. So when they were carved during the 1st and the 2nd century AD. Then second one is that Upperkot Gufa or caves. And they are double-storied caves. And when they were carved during the end of the 2nd century and the beginning of the 4th century. I showed in the slide that it's a photo. Then third one is that a case of Kapra, Kodi and Kund. And it is in ruined condition, decayed condition. And when they were carved in the 3rd century, how many pillars are there in this case? 20 pillars are there. The next one is, second one is a Kambalida cave, and it was discovered in 1959, where it is situated Kambalida at 70 kilometers away from that Rajkot. And 3 of these caves are remarkable. Chaitya Graha with the stupa is situated in the middle of the cave. That cave I have showed. And the figures of a bodhisattva and the statues of a devotee are standing on both sides of entrance path, supported by trees. That and they were carved during the 2nd or 3rd century. That bodhisattva means a person who is able to reach nirvana, but delays doing so through compassion for suffering people. So when that Kambalida cave was was discovered 1959. When was that Kambalida cave discovered in 1959, where it is situated 70 kilometers away from Rajkot. How many caves are remarkable? 3 of the caves are remarkable. And what is there in the middle of the cave? Chaitya Graha. That means that a big hole with a stupa is there in the middle of the cave. And what is there in the entrance? Figures of bodhisattvas and a statue of devotees. Devotees means a bhakta standing on both sides of the door, that entrance path, and it was supported by trees. What is there in the entrance of the cave? Figures of bodhisattvas and a statue of a devotees standing on both sides of the entrance path, supported by the trees. And when they were carved in the 2nd or 3rd century. So Kambalida cave, when it was discovered in 1959, where it is situated 70 kilometers away from Rajkot. How many caves are remarkable? That 3 of them are remarkable. And what is there in the middle of the cave? Chaitya Graha with the stupa, big hole with the stupa is in the middle cave. And what is there in the entrance? Figures of a bodhisattvas and a statue of devotees on both sides of the entrance path, supported by trees. When they were carved during the 2nd or 3rd century. Then Talaja cave, and this Talaja cave is situated near the mouth means originating place of that Shetranji river in that Bhavnagar district. It is a famous as a pilgrim of Talajgiri, and 30 caves have been carved from stones with huge gates. So in Talaja cave, 30 caves. How many caves have been carved? That 30 caves have been carved from stones, and each cave has a huge gates. Ebal Mandap, that is a Sabhakhand, and Chaitya Graha are the best example from sculpture and a protection point of view. So what is the remarkable about this cave? We can find the Ebal Mandap, Sabhakhand, Assembly Hall, and the Chaitya Graha, that are big holes that are the best example of a sculpture and a protection point of view. And the cave architecture of it is the example of a cave architecture of a Buddhist religion. It is believed that it belonged to that. It was made in the 3rd century. So where is the Talaja cave situated? Means near the mouth of that originating place of a Shatranji river in Bhavnagar district. What is its fame? It is the pilgrim. It is the pilgrim of Talajgiri, And how many caves have been, how many caves are there in this Talaja caves? 30 caves are there, and they were made from that stones with a huge gates. What is the best, which are the best examples from sculpture and protection point of view? Ebal Mandap and Chaityagraha. And this, when it was made in the 3rd century. The next one is that Sana cave. And this group of a cave is situated on the on the top of that Sana mountain in that Sana mountain in that Gir Somnath district. And these caves, they are spread on Sana mountain like a beehive. So where it is found, it is found on the top of that Sana mountain. And in which district it is situated? Gir, that Somnath district in Una Taluka. And these caves, how they were spread? They are spread like that beehive. The next one is a Dang cave. Dang Giri is situated in Dang village of Upleta Taluka at the Rajkot district. It is considered that they might have been built in the 3rd or 4th century. So where is the Dang cave situated? It is situated in Dang village of Upleta Taluka at Rajkot district. And when they were carved in the beginning of the 4th century. Then Jinjuri Jar. There are many Buddhist caves in the west of Dang, about 7 kilometers from that Siddhar in the valley of Jinjiri Jar. And it is considered that they have been built in the 2nd century. So Jinjiri Jar, where it is situated, that it is situated in the west of Dang, that is 7 kilometers from Siddhar in the valley of Jinjiri Jar. And when it was built in the 2nd century. So Dang cave, where it is situated in the Dang village of Upleta Taluka to Rajkot district. And when it was built in the beginning of the 4th century. Jinjiri Jar, that many Buddhist caves were found in the west of Dang. How many kilometers away from Siddhar? That is 7 kilometers away from Siddhar in the valley of Jinjari Har. And when it was built in the 2nd century. Then Kapra Kodia caves at Kutch. So these caves, they are situated on the top of the mountain near Old Patkad in Lakpat Taluka of that Kutch. And there are 2 caves. These are discovered by K.K. Shastri in 1967 AD. So where that Kapra Kodia caves are situated, these caves are situated at the top of the mountain near Old Patkad in Lakpat Taluka of Kutch. How many caves are found out? That is 2 caves are found out, and these are discovered by whom? That K.K. Shastri, when it was discovered in 1967. So where is a Kapra Kodia cave situated? It is situated at Old Patkad in Lakpat Taluka of Kutch. How many caves are there in Kapra Kodia caves? 2 caves are there. Who discovered these caves? They are discovered by K.K. Shastri in 1967. Then 8th one is caves at Kalia Dungar. There are 3 caves in Kalia Dungar at Jagadia Taluka in Bharuch district. And they are the best and old architectural specimen of a Buddhist religion. And religion architecture of this cave is marvelous. And an 11 feet high statue of a lion with 2 bodies and 1 mouth in the form of a pillar have been found carved, which is that from a single rock. So what is the speciality of this cave? We can find an 11 feet high statue of a lion, and it has 2 bodies and 1 mouth in the form of a pillar, and it is made from a single rock. So caves at Kalia Dungar, how many caves are there at the Kalia Dungar caves? That 3 are there, where it is situated in Bharuch district. And what is the speciality of this cave? It is the best and old architectural specimen of a Buddhist religion. Architecture of this cave is marvelous. And what is the speciality over this cave? An 11 feet high statue of a lion with 2 bodies and 1 mouth in the form of a pillar has been carved from a single rock. So these are the caves of Gujarat. So that cave architecture we can find in Gujarat also. First one is that caves at Junagadh, and in Junagadh three groups of caves have been found out. First one is that group of Bhavapyara caves, and where it is situated Bhavapyara mud, and there are three layers of that caves intersecting each other at a right angle. And how many total caves are there in Bhavapyara? 16 caves are there. And in the first line, how many are there? 4 are there. Second line, how many are there? 7 are there. And third line, how many are there? 5 are there. And when they were carved during the first or second century. Then second one is that Upperkota Gufa or caves. And but they are double storied. And when they were carved during the second century or the beginning of a fourth century. Then caves of Khapra Kodia. And they were that flowed case, and when they were carved during the third century. And there are how many pillars are there in this case? That 20 pillars are there. Then Khambalida cave, when it was discovered in 1959, where it is situated that Khambalida near Gondal, 70 kilometers away from Rajkot. And how many caves are remarkable in Khambalida cave? Three of them are that are remarkable. And the Chaitya Graha with the stupa is situated in the middle of the cave. And that figure, what is there in the entrance of that cave? Figures of a bodhisattva and statues of devotees that are supported by tree. And when they were carved during the second or third century. Then Talaja caves, third one. And the mountain of Talaja cave, where it is situated near the mouth of Shatranji river in Bhavnagar. And it is the famous pilgrimage of Talashgiri. And these caves, they are that in the form of, they have been carved from stone with the huge gates. And what are the best examples of architecture? That Ebel Mandap and Chaitya Graha are the best examples from architecture and protection point of view. Then Sana caves, fourth one. And where it is situated, Sana mountain, and in Gir Somnath district. And these caves are like a beehive. Then Dang cave, and where it is situated, Dang village of Upleta Taluka at Rajkot. And it is believed that they might have been built in the beginning of the 4th century. Then Jinjurija, and these caves were built where it is situated 7 kilometers away from Sitkar in the valley of Jinjirija. And when it was built during the 2nd century. Then Kapra Kodia caves at Kutch, where it is situated on the top of the mountain near old Patkat in Lakpat Taluka of Kutch. How many caves are there in the case? In the Kapra Kodia caves, 2 are there. Who discovered it? It was discovered by K.K. Shastri in 1967 AD. Then caves at Kalia Dungar. And how many caves are there in Kalia Dungar? 3 caves are there, where it is situated Jagadia Taluka in Bharuch district. And it is the best specimen of that best and old architecture specimen of a Buddhist religion. And the architecture of this cave is also marvelous. What is the speciality of this cave? An 11 feet high statue of a lion with 2 bodies and 1 mouth in the form of pillar has been carved from a single rock. Now next one is a chariot temple. That write in your textbook this question, write about the chariot temple. So in South India, that during that period, that temples were built in the form of a chariot. Chariot means a rath. So that chariot temple is the distinct special form of a temple architecture in the southern part of India. And these chariot temples were built during the period of Pallava kings. And the speciality of this temple is that it is a rock cut temple. That means they had cut the rock, and that means carved from a single rock. And which are the examples of this that chariot temple? That Kailasnath temple and Vaikunta Perimal temple at Kanchi. And the 7 chariot temple and mandapa of Mahabalipuram are world famous for this chariot temple. And that I showed that is that chariot temple at Mahabalipuram. And there are 7 chariots are there, and they are named after the characters in the epic Mahabharata. and all that seven characters named that first Dharmaraja, Bhim, Arjun, Nakul, Sahadeva, their mother Kundi, and that last one is Draupadi. The biggest among these chariot temple is named after that Yudhishthira temple. So which is the biggest chariot temple? Dharmaraj temple is the biggest chariot temple, and which is the smallest chariot temple? That Draupadi's temple is the smallest chariot temple, and they have a intricate beautiful carving. That means a complex and that detailed carving is there in these temples. So that what is the special feature of temple architecture in the southern part of India? The chariot temple. That chariot temple were built during which period? During the period of Pallava kings. What is the speciality of the temple? They cut the rocks and made the temple, and they were carved in single rock. Which are the best example of that chariot style of architecture? Kailasnath temple and Vaikunta Perumal temple at Kanchi, and which two temples are world famous. Seven chariot temple and mandapa of that Mahabalipuram are world famous, and these seven chariots, they are named after the Pandavas. And that biggest, which is the biggest among these seven chariot temple? That Dharmaraj temple. Which is the smallest? Draupadi's temple. And this temple is also famous for its intricate, complex and detailed carvings.